Good morning. I'm going to go ahead and make this video to run you guys through the scheduling process. Um, I'm going to admit, if you registered last year virtually, the process this year is completely similar. So this is going to apply to the 10th and the 11th graders in my class. If you're a senior, you do not need to watch this presentation. I will say though that I did offer everyone some extra credit. And so if you go ahead and you ask a question in Canvas, I'm going to have a link for a question for today. If you ask a question either about the registration process or about physics and life, you'll get a point of extra credit. So there's your guys' extra credit opportunity. And now for everyone else, if you want to bear with me as I go through the scheduling presentation, I'll sort of walk you guys through it. But I'll just kind of remind you that it's very much like last year. So here's the presentation. Let me go ahead and get rid of this guy right here, and let's just kind of go through. So what's new this year is that counselors are going to be available in person in the library tomorrow, February 11th, for both lunches to answer questions. Um, Staff will also be available from Monday and Tuesday from 3:45 to 4:45 p.m. and Wednesday the 16th. By the way, Wednesday the 16th is when this registration is due from 1:30 to 2:30 p.m. in the library. In your second period, Miss Curley, she's going to pass out the transcripts and the scheduled classes. So you guys should be getting that. You're able to make edits to this submission, this Google form, um, all the way from today, the 10th, until next Wednesday, the 16th. But I will say after the 16th, they're not going to entertain it. And I know from previous years that, if you don't turn in your course registration by the due date, you just kind of get what you get, if that makes sense. So hopefully you guys know your counselors. I'm going to go ahead and scroll forward. Um, as a reminder, the counselors, they did want to point out to you that in your freshman year, when you took your BFFS class, you made a 4-year plan. So perhaps you could use this as your guidance for picking your classes this year. So this is just as a kind of reminder. So since you guys are sophomores and juniors this year, I'll just go through these frequently asked questions that the counselors get all the time. First and foremost, can I double up on classes? Yes, as a junior and a senior, you can. You may double up on classes based on space availability and grade level prerequisite requirements. Since you guys are also incoming 11th and 12th graders, you can have an unscheduled fourth period, but you can only have it for first or fourth period if your schedule allows for it. And for 11th grade, it looks like you're only allowed to have one per year. Although there's only 1 year. Can I be a TA or an office assistant? Yes, you can, but they're going to assign it based off of availability and staffing needs. If I have an IEP, how do I select my classes? You will know if you guys have an IEP or not. So if you don't know what that is, you don't need to worry about this, but you should have a case manager that would be able to help you determine your classes. If you are in an ESL and ELD class, do you still need to take it next year? You're going to be actually assisted by Miss Leifson to do that. And the placement is going to be determined by your LPAC score and your English grades. You're a senior and you desire to graduate at midterms, what do you have to do? You still need to fill out the registration. There's actually, and I'm going to go through the Google form a little bit later, but at the end of the Google form, there's a place where you can indicate that you want to graduate early, and then you'll have a meeting with your counselor and they will go over your eligibility. Okay, so how to access the catalog and the transcripts. So for you guys, the catalog is going to be posted to the River City website, specifically under the counseling section. So let me go ahead and show you the counseling tab. Okay, so the counseling tab is right here. You just come to the River City website, you go to where it says Our School, and then counseling is right here. I already had it bookmarked, so I'm right here. You guys should be able to come here. There's a thing for course catalog and there's a thing for scheduling. If you guys click on course catalog, that will bring you to the 2022-23 course catalog. And then for scheduling, this is where you guys are going to see the course registration request sheets. These are going to be the Google Forms that you guys will be filling out. Okay, so you guys will get the course catalog. I will be happy to go through it with you on Friday. As a reminder, graduation requirements have increased to 250 credits. So please just carefully review your guys' transcripts and make sure that you are on track to graduate when you're going forth and you're choosing, whether you want to have a first and fourth period off, or maybe you want to be an office assistant, et cetera, et cetera. Just make sure that you're satisfying your graduation credit. Okay, so once you guys have gone to the counseling tab, and I highly recommend that you just bring up the counseling tab, go to where it says course catalog or to scheduling, and here's your registration sheets. You guys are going to be bringing up a Google form, and the Google form actually looks like this. And you're going to be filling it out just as you did last year. And I will go through a sample of that as you guys are going. So you're going to be making your course selections online. Courses are broken down by Washington Unified and the River City graduation requirements, and also the A through G requirements. Okay. Please make sure that you read every question and answer everything completely, because if you make a mistake, that could impact what you're registered for next year. It's also recommended by the counselors that you use a split screen. I know that you guys are super good at that, so I won't really go over how to do a split screen. But they also want to emphasize that you select 8 class options and then provide 6 alternatives if your first choice is not available or does not fit within your overall course placements. They really wanted to emphasize to us, the counselors, that you do not, like, say that you really want to be in a certain class like 2D design or physics. Like, say you want to be in physics and you want to go and you put physics 6 times because you really want to be in physics. Um, it won't make anything better. So that's about that. It also may invalidate your request, as they kind of indicate right here. Okay, so I went ahead and I brought you guys to the counseling website, so you guys don't need to worry about that. The course catalog is right here, and you guys will have the links. So if you are currently a sophomore, you guys will be using the junior form right here. If you are a junior, you guys will be using the senior form right here. You're going to, first step, complete the demographic information. You're actually not allowed to leave anything blank. But if you don't know how to answer a question, you could go ahead and put NA. But this is where you're going to provide your basic information. Step 3, you're going to go through and you're going to choose your classes. So for example, all juniors have to take US history, as they bring up on this slide. And so you get to choose whether you're taking US history, AP US history, etc. So you need to go to the course catalog and you need to see what each thing entails. Okay. Courses and requirements continued. So you just are going to go through. Some are going to have a checkbox like this because it's mandated for you to take the class, and some are going to have a drop-down menu. The drop-down menu is more for like when there's a lot of choices and you have to go through and you have to select which course in particular that you're interested in taking. And so you're going to see that for math and science and a lot of the elective courses. Okay. Please note the specific directions for each choice as you will need to keep track, right? So an example that they say that students wishing to take multiple science courses will use elective spots for your second science choice. Students who have completed their science requirement and do not wish to take science must elect, I have completed my science requirement. Okay. Electives and alternatives. So remember, you need electives to fulfill your graduation requirements. This goes back to the 250 credits that I mentioned at the very beginning. So in many cases, you will take more electives than are required for graduation. Most classes are specific to fulfilling more than one role beyond simply meeting a single requirement. They ask that you're thoughtful. Your choices impact what we offer, right? If you guys don't choose classes, then that will limit the number of electives that are offered at the school. And you know, the counselors, they always do a great job um, of doing their best. They really want to put you in the classes that you choose. But if for some reason it doesn't work out in the schedule, that's why you have to pick alternates, right? Otherwise, you're just going to get placed in whatever. So make sure that you're thoughtful and take that into consideration. Making up failed classes. So if you have failed a required course, which I don't think any of you guys have, then you do need to indicate this. Don't leave this section blank if it applies to you. They're going to take note of this and they're going to try to get you into a spot. But you know, this is not a guarantee that you won't have to take something in summer school though. But they'll again do their best to see that you're in a spot. And that's the end of the presentation. Once you guys get to the very end, you will have a very similar checkbox where you just will have to check that you agree to all of these statements. They ask that you read it very carefully, that you have your parent or guardian review it before you submit. You are able to edit this document all the way through um, the 16th, right? And they will take your last submission. So let's say that you submit this like 3 times, they'll take your third submission and they're going to delete your other ones. Okay, so let me go ahead. If you're good with this presentation and you just want to go forth, you can end the video right now. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go and just do a sample of filling this out. And then you guys can kind of bear with me. So I am required to put my email because I tried it earlier and they didn't like it when I didn't. But I'm just going to go ahead and just put RC and I'm just going to put J for all of them because I just want to show you guys the rest. Okay, you'll notice that at the very bottom of the first form, it says check if you have this. If you don't know what a 504 plan is, you don't have a 504 plan. Same thing with an IEP or a health plan. So I'm going to go ahead and select none of the above. You'll notice that you get brought to the course selection information. So courses are broken down. This is the exact same slide that I gave you guys. They're very thorough. They go ahead and they put the graduation requirements so that you can kind of use this as your guidance. Please note the 250 credits that are down there. They're very thorough. They have all of the frequently asked questions, so you guys can answer those questions. And then once you have acknowledged this page, you can go ahead and move on to the next. And here's your getting started, right? So do not repeat courses. Courses are marked as year-long, but we treat as taking 2 class choices. Refer to the catalog for course descriptions and requirements. Okay, so here's my first one. So let's say that I want to take AP US next year. So I'm going to select AP US. And then let's say I'm going to take AP Lang for my next one. And then, I don't know, what math class should I take next year? I'm going to take Mr. Colligan's AP Stats class. Nice. Okay. Science, you know me, I'm biased. I'm going to pick AP Physics because I just love it. Visual and Performing Arts, let's just pick something. I'm thinking I want to take AP 2D Design with Ms. Schumacher. Nice. All right, language. I took French in high school. I don't know about you guys. I'm going to take French 3 because I'm pretending. Oh, wait, no, French 4. Oh, no, French 3 because I'm choosing a junior. So I'll do that. college prep elective classes. So let's go ahead and just choose some things. And this is where you just get to choose your electives. So let's say that in my electives, I want to pick digital photography, etc. And then let's say that I just go forth and I choose. So here's choice 8. And let's say that I choose green tech, alternative choice. Let's say that if I don't get green tech, then I want to take, oops, not AP chemistry, that doesn't make sense. Let's say that I want to take, I don't know, environmental science, etc. Hopefully you guys get the idea. I'm just going to choose some random ones now to kind of go through and kind of show you the point of your alternates. This is your elective that I was mentioning earlier, and they ask that you choose 6 alternates, just in case you don't get the classes. Okay. Now here is the page where it says for required classes that you failed, please write in any class that you need to make up. You can go ahead and select the term of the class that you need to make up. So let's say that you need to do the first term, the second term, or you failed both terms, and then you can add in more than one class. None of these are required questions, so you can just press the next if this doesn't apply to you. And then here's the confirmation. You guys will go through and it says, I understand that my selections are dependent on availability, confirm. I understand that I'm agreeing to attend the classes, good, I confirm. I affirm that I have reviewed my choices carefully, and then I affirm that I reviewed it with my parent and guardian. That's it. You guys will just press submit. I'm not going to press submit because I don't want to clog up their system, but I'll just go ahead and press clear form. What's really nice about this is that you'll notice that, actually I'll show you. You'll notice that at the top it says draft saved. So it's going to actually, if you're doing it on your district Chromebook, it's going to save your submission. And so you can come back and you can edit it at any time. So anyways, that is my video. I'm going to go ahead and clear the form. And again, if you want the extra credit, you guys just need to ask any sort of question in Canvas. I'll see you tomorrow, guys.